Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having an incredible day to start things off. Although there are very few airlines flying to Venezuela, the government is receiving airport taxes in Bitcoin. This is according to the Spanish newspaper ABC. Nicolás Maduro and his government are evading sanctions imposed by the United States using a crypto payment app called Jetman Pay. What a terrible name. According to a recent report released by the Spanish newspaper ABC, Venezuela is receiving Bitcoin for airport taxes that airlines have to pay. The decision to use Bitcoin rather than the US dollar is related to the fact that the United States blocked Venezuelan accounts in the United States. When the funds gathered in Bitcoin, the country is able to sell the funds in cryptocurrency exchanges located in Hong Kong, Russia, China, and Hungary, among other countries. After the funds are converted into US dollars stored on Venezuelan accounts in these jurisdictions. ABC said, and I do quote, "According to the airport sources contacted by ABC, authorities transfer the Bitcoin to international exchanges located in Hong Kong, etc., and transfer the US dollars to accounts the Venezuelan government has in these countries. In general, the payment made by the airlines that want to operate in the country were made to accounts located in the United States that are now being frozen by the US government, as reported by the ABC, after receiving 2% of the funds gathered." Very weird. I have my own opinions as to exactly what's happening with things like this. I feel like remember I stated before that I think that we're going to eventually start seeing, I don't think it's going to happen this year. I mean, we've had other countries talking about issuing things against Bitcoin, but as far as countries openly talking about that they're going to be accumulating Bitcoin, it feels like this may be the beginning part of it. It's very clear why they're using Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies in general as opposed to using the US dollars, because of all the sanctions and stuff behind them. But I guess they're still converting it to US dollars because the US dollar is still the worldwide reserve currency for however much longer that may actually last. But the fact that this is happening, this also ties directly into another story that we're going to be talking about as well. I feel like there's something beginning within the world where governments are trying to figure out ways to accumulate cryptocurrencies without openly coming out and saying so that they're doing it. Because if you kind of went onto the air or went into the news or went to a newspaper publication and said, hey, yeah, we're trying to buy up as much Bitcoin as possible, the price will go completely insane. But if you do it with taxes, if you do it with other ways, there's also, like I said, the other story that we're going to be talking about. It's quite fascinating. Anyway, this should have really surprised no one. It's just that normally we don't hear about the inner workings of what people are doing during their sanctioned period. There are many countries around the world who are under sanctions from the United States, and like I said, we probably aren't going to be hearing an enormous amount from secretive countries like China and or Russia and or maybe even Iran to a certain extent as to how they're also probably accumulating cryptocurrencies the same exact way that we heard yesterday or the day before that Iran had legalized cryptocurrency mining. And one can only assume, if you read between the lines heavily, they're probably not just allowing average Joes to be able to do this. They're probably having government-funded associations who are also going to be mining as well. Because if anything, they may just be doing it to try and find a way to profit from it, or they may see exactly where this thing is going and how big it's going to be, and they want to make a deposit. No, they want like a slice of the pie. I usually don't. I mean, I sometimes don't consider governments that smart, but they do know how to make money. So this is why I think they are more prone to activities like this. Here's the actual article right here. Those who were wondering what it looked like and what it says. Let's move on. Next up, India may be moving faster to complete a crypto ban after a new interministerial note surfaced, suggesting a readiness to impose prison time penalties for anyone handling digital assets. A specially appointed interministerial committee convened first in 2017 has come up with a report that is now presented to the Indian government for review. Along with the report, an earlier bill also circulated pointing to harsh penalties for handling digital assets. The aim to ban crypto assets in India has worried the entire crypto community since the intentions of the proposed bill were repeated in a new report to the government. While there is no deadline to turn the bill into law, there is talk that this could be possible until the end of the year. I don't know. India has boosted the acceptance of digital assets in the past years as a grassroots movement open to young traders, but handling digital assets in India also has a darker side since the country became a hotbed of scams Some of the leaders of BitConnect actually resided in India and used their influence to reach more backers, affecting thousands of buyers of the now worthless BCC tokens. The country has also seen arrests for similar Ponzi schemes. This is one of the main problems in the cryptocurrency space, is that people will always gladly scam other people just to try and make an extra buck. But what ends up happening is that for something as new as cryptocurrency, for something as new as the cryptocurrency space and blockchain and DLT and everything that is appointed a word, a name in the cryptocurrency space, it scares governments. They already have no idea what's going on. They have no idea how to get this under control. And when they hear that tons of people are being scammed, are losing their money, this is when they kind of step in, and it makes a very good argument for them to be able to say, no, we have to ban this to be able to protect our people. Remember sometime during last year, we had a number, I forgot what exactly it was. There was something where there were so many scams that were happening within the United States. And I think the SEC, the CFTC, I think even the FBI was brought in on a number of cases where people, of course, I mean, it's sad, but people were buying into scams, lost their money, and then they were contacting government agencies saying, hey, I want my money back. And they're like, well, we don't deal with that. And they go, what am I supposed to do? I got scammed. And it's like, well, you probably shouldn't have been entering a scam. Anyway, the point is, people like to do things where they think that they can be sly on the side to make extra money. But the moment they end up losing or fall on their face, they are completely ready to run to the government, who they were also just trying to scam a couple of months before, to be able to ask for help. So here's the actual thing from the Interministerial Committee recommending the ban on cryptocurrencies. And here's a tweet talking about it as well. Some guy actually made like a world map that shows the places where crypto is banned or going to be banned. Green is allowing, and orange for issues that have no ban. And India is, of course, one of the ones that is currently in red. I feel like this may be one of the biggest fake outs in the entire world. The finance ministers within India must have some type of an inkling or understanding, have been in a meeting, have been into contact with one, have texted somebody, Facebook them, Messenger app, something, had FaceTime with someone who understands or has been talking about the movements of the cryptocurrency space, at least within Europe and in North America, if nothing else, if nowhere else in the world, and pretty much telling them, hey, this is going to be big, going to be making a lot of money. Even more so, you would assume that they would have had discussions. Maybe somebody in India just happens to know the people from the New York Stock Exchange or NASDAQ, and they're like, hey, how can we also get in on this as well? It seems it would be incredibly odd if an entire country banned, as big as India, banned cryptocurrencies. I've had people in the comment section before tell me that they live in India, that India is incredibly corrupt. So I do understand we have many other corrupt countries. Where's that map over here, who have also banned cryptocurrencies, or I think you're only allowed to do so if you are like extremely rich. It's very in between, kind of something like that. I'm still not expecting an outright ban from India. I feel like if they were going to ban cryptocurrencies, they would have already done so. They've been talking about doing this ban since the end of 2017. We are currently in the middle of 2019. If they were really terrified of it, they simply would have done so beforehand. I still feel like what they're going to do is that partial ban, or more so like Russia, where like if you're not rich, you can only buy a certain amount per year, which is the shadiest thing you can think of. Like, you're poor, sorry, you can't get any richer, you can only have this much. Or only allow certain cryptocurrencies within the country. I assume they're doing their, I want to say, due diligence. Like I said, I'm not too keen on thinking that governments are actually doing what needs to be done. However, I feel like this is also part of that entire scare situation that we were having a couple days ago, or even that we were having last week, where I made the other video pointing out within the last 2 weeks, the like 48 times that other governments and other institutions and other companies and other congressional, senatorial, blah, 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 we're all coming forward to talk about just how evil cryptocurrencies were. It's a little weird that these things would be leaked to us, if you understand what I'm saying. Like, these would typically be said in the shadows, or rather amongst themselves, to not actually have the community really understand where all of this is going. This could also be just another attempt by another government to make sure that people are afraid, don't touch it, or that it remains in the minds of people, even should it become legalized, that they won't touch it as easily. Once again, the name of the game is money. Governments are here to make money, to keep money, to make more money, and to make sure that they maintain their power. And the way you do so is simply by scaring other people. We'll see. It says by the end of this year. I have zero hope. If there's a number lower than zero, that's the amount of hope that I have for India giving any type of cryptocurrency regulation this year. Zero. We were supposed to have had some 3 months ago, 2 months ago, sometime this month. Is not going to happen anytime soon. Anyway, let's move on from India. Here's the actual article again. Here's the tweet one more time, and let us move on. There we go. Next up, Huobi's Thailand-based subsidiary has sealed the country's 5th official license to operate a fully regulated digital asset exchange. An official announcement on the 24th of July from Huobi Group, shared with Cointelegraph, the operator of the Singapore-based flagship exchange Huobi Global, revealed that Huobi Thailand is expected to launch in Q3 of 2019. Once again, we are in Q3, offering both regulated crypto-to-crypto trading and fiat on-ramps. Huobi Thailand will use Huobi Group's Huobi Cloud platform. They said the word Huobi like 9 times in that sentence. A product launched in the summer of last year to facilitate the construction of digital asset exchanges on the basis of Huobi's existing platform. The resource supports the group's global expansion strategy, allowing for the development of trading venues with order matching, asset management, wallet, and clearing systems established by Huobi Global, and providing partners with access to its liquidity and market data. This feels like, not that it's rushed. Once again, it is expected, or we have been told, that Bakkt is going to launch in Q3. This is about the 5th thing that we've had over the last 2 weeks who have announced that they have either gotten some type of a license to open a cryptocurrency exchange, they plan on opening a cryptocurrency exchange, or just something that has to do with trading cryptocurrencies or a futures market or an ETP or ETN or an ETF futures, something along that line that has to do with cryptocurrencies and or Bitcoin that is going to be launching in Q3. If I'm not mistaken, the airline company Norwegian Air that we were talking about yesterday, I think they also plan on launching in Q3. Why would they plan on launching in Q3? Because Bakkt is planning on launching in Q3, and everybody wants to make sure that they have the same exact things launching at the exact same time. Because if you don't make sure to be in the news and tell everyone else that you're launching the exact same time that the people from the New York Stock Exchange are going to launch, you will be left in the dust. Can you imagine? I mean, not to say that Huobi is a small company, but their name is probably not as well known as NASDAQ or New York Stock Exchange. So imagine if the New York Stock Exchange launched something and you're like 6 months later, yeah, we're also going to do the same. People will go, wow, that's cool, but they already did it. So I assume they're launching at the exact same time to make sure that they promote it at the exact same time so that they get people on their platform at the exact same time. Kind of interesting. I mean, it's nice to have more cryptocurrency exchanges. We were in especially now from the on-ramps and off-ramps and trading pairs that we have now, 2017 looked like a desert compared to the things that we have been offered or afforded at this moment. I think everything was just pegged only exclusively to Bitcoin. I think most exchanges didn't even have EOS listed. There was no Tron, there was no Cardano, there were no XRP pairs. I think Stellar had 0 pairs. There was nothing. So the fact that we have more spaces for people to be able to get into the cryptocurrency sector, it's quite nice. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, this one's actually quite interesting as well. Bitcoin rewards shopping app known as Lolli, L-O-L-L-I, this is not a paid partnership, has partnered with major American grocery chain Safeway to give customers 3.5% back in Bitcoin on all their purchases. According to a blog post announcing the partnership on the 25th of July, Safeway and Albertsons Company subsidiary operates 894 locations across 17 American states. The system will reward customers in Satoshis, the name given to 100 millionth of one Bitcoin, the smallest unit of Bitcoin. In an interview with Yahoo Finance, Lolli CEO and co-founder Alex Adelman said that teaming up with one of the most well-recognized food retailers in the United States will give people the ability to get involved in holding and owning Bitcoin, perhaps for the first time, end quote. He added that whereas the initial thought during Bitcoin's early days had been that the cryptocurrency would first be used as a payments rail, His view is that earning Bitcoin will be the first wave that gets people in the hands of the masses, end quote. Without even going any further, this is very true. This is very smart. I mentioned that before. There were a lot of studies that were being done at the end of 2017 and more so during 2018 as prices were going down, where people figured out if you had any skin in the game, as the phrase goes, if you had bought fractions of Bitcoin, fractions of something else, and you saw that the prices were going up, it usually led more people to start buying fractions again, more fractions, and they told their friends, you should also buy a fraction. Even as prices went down, it still remained in the minds of people. So it's been relatively easy to get people, to a certain extent, to buy into the cryptocurrency space, to buy more cryptocurrencies, to get interested in cryptocurrencies and understand the benefits of cryptocurrencies. But you know how you increase that adoption tenfold is when you give people Bitcoin directly. You can give them $50 worth over the course of a month. And if the price does a 5-10x over the course of a year, just random numbers thrown out there, people realize that they've made money off of something that you gave them. They're going to want more of it. So kind of, it's very interesting. I won't even lie, I've never been to a Safeway myself. I think I've seen them around. Maybe. Don't even know. Anyway, if you happen to use one of these stores, you can use the Lolly app to get back Bitcoin. I mean, I've seen other things like this before, not tearing them down in any way. I've always thought, like, it's my opinion, I don't feel like buying other things and then getting Bitcoin back for my purchase, as opposed to just not buying things I shouldn't be buying and just simply buying cryptocurrencies. If that kind of makes a lot of sense. Anyway, I know that something else like this picked up very big a couple of years ago. Can't remember the name of the app for the life of me. I'm sure other people will know exactly what I'm talking about. There was an app about 2 years ago. Whenever you bought something, any like leftover change got sent to like it would buy like stocks for you or something like that. So if you bought something that was 1784, random number, it would take the additional 16 cents rounding up to the next number, and that would go into like a stock portfolio for you. I had a couple of friends who were using it and they were really, really interested in it. I don't think they made an enormous amount of money, but it was kind of the same similar thing. But this is really interesting, that the fact that they would have had to have accumulated an enormous amount of Bitcoin to be able to give other people Bitcoin back after their purchase. So fascinating, at least to me. I find it kind of cool. To kind of finish things off, remember I was talking about the governments accumulating cryptocurrencies and finding easier ways for them to do so. This is kind of what it is. The Croatian Post, I assume that is the Croatian Post Office, has partnered with Electrocoin to run a pilot program for a crypto-to-fiat exchange in the city of Zadar. The pilot service will reportedly enable crypto holders to convert Bitcoin, Ether, Lumens, XRP, and EOS into cash. And one of the Croatian Post local offices, according to an announcement from the Postal Service on the 24th of July, the exchange pilot is currently available at 3 post offices in Zadar. In order to gauge market interest in the service, the Croatian Post ultimately aims to spread the service to major cities and tourist centers throughout Croatia. According to the report, the Crypto-to-Cash service has been running since the 15th of July. According to the announcement, the Croatian Post partners Electrocoin has been running its Bitcoin brokerage for 5 years. Per the firm's website, Electrocoin services are available throughout the European Union. So, what this is telling me, for those of you who are looking at it backwards, as well you should be, we've had a lot of other services before where you could, like the post offices and the Coinstar machines and the blah 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 blah, where you can put your fiat into it and get crypto back. This one's the opposite, and I think it's a little weird that this is being run, as far as this is simply a way for them to be able to accumulate more cryptocurrencies. For those who didn't get that, you pretty much give them your crypto and you get back, I want to say worthless fiat, but it's fiat that's not worth as much and will be worth less next year, if you get my drift. Kind of fascinating the way that they're trying to also play it off, because logically, as a company, one would assume that you would simply have a service that said, hey, you know, you can either you can pay completely in crypto, or you can even get your change back in crypto. How cool is that? But this is more like a, oh, you have some crypto and you want these you want this paper money? by all means, come over here and we'll definitely give you the paper money. For those of you, you know exactly what this is. You know exactly what this is. You know exactly what this is. You've seen it in newspapers before. You've seen those ads in newspapers where they say, give us your gold and we'll give you cash. You've seen the stores around. Everyone lives in a neighborhood that has one, or everyone has walked by one in some other neighborhood, where they make sure to openly tell you, and they have like beautiful people on these photos, like smiling as they're holding dirty money in their hands, where they tell you, give us your old gold, give us your old so and so, and we'll give you cash. This is exactly what it is. This is I broke the code. I found out what it is. There's no reason for a company to tell you, like, we already have cryptocurrency exchanges. Like, there are other methods to be able to cash out of your crypto, to be able to give you paper money back. So this is exactly what it is. Kudos to them for being smart enough to think of something like this. I assume that we're going to have many services like this over the next couple of years. The only shame is that if cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin continue to grow larger, you're going to be like, why did I get this cash when I could have just had my, this is exactly what it is. It's exactly the same exact thing. Give us your gold, we'll give you cash. Anyway, I thought it was very fascinating. I'm pretty sure there are probably tons of other things like this happening around the world. I even wonder to what extent this is going to go to, as far as if governments realize that they can get a piece of the pie, or rather, if Bitcoin does eventually go up to the $100,000 mark. I wonder how many other governments have backers that are also investors in cryptocurrency exchanges, who make sure that they also get a huge cut from the amount of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies that are actually being put into the system, as a way to accumulate the cryptocurrencies without actually having to do so themselves, because logically, having to buy some would be very difficult, or rather very costly. Creating a mining operation would also take a bit of time. It would be effective, but another way to be able to do so is simply to kind of like regulate it, or say that you have to pay your taxes in crypto, because this is another way that governments will be able to then accumulate the cryptocurrencies themselves. It's very fascinating to think about. Like, a lot of people don't really think this far or this deep into the entire situation, but it's fairly clear that somewhere behind the scenes, governments and organizations and institutions and companies are trying to accumulate as much Bitcoin as possible. Other cryptocurrencies as well. I say Bitcoin, you get you get the point that I'm trying to make. And this is just another really weird way. And I'm sure there are so many other things like this happening around the world, where they make sure to tell you how much, they'll definitely give you cash. You can go out and buy things because you're not able to buy everything in cryptocurrencies right now. I assume these services will last for 4, 5, 6.5 years. Once we have streamlined the actual usage of cryptocurrencies and we can make payments in cryptocurrencies, a lot of the world is digitized, people won't really want fiat currencies anymore, but a very clever way for them to make sure that they can accumulate as much as possible, at least while the prices are low-ish, and maybe the adoption rate isn't as high as it's going to be in a couple of years. Very smart of them. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. Professor Wally from Gunbot to University, Strange Radio Central, Bankroll Network, Master Ventures in Thailand, 242 to the World, Triple M and J, My Keto Kitchen, Assam M. El Zofri, Adobo, Crypto and Beer Shipmate, Brady Niels, L. Doug, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, Crypto Joe, Mohair Maroney, Carl Birchenoff, singer-songwriter Mike Savitz, Rai Rai, Yasha Harari, Amy Starsheen, Jeffrey Ramsey, Clara T. Snowden, Crypto Artist, Cole D, 3D, Nicholas, Wernerth, One Piece, One Love, Setsuna, Nick Kanaya, Richie Rich the Third, RF Dusty, Cody, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Tom, Sucks at Basketball, and Sam, Skips, Leg Day, Jeremy the Photographer, Jim Gardner, Minting Coins, Arthur Yaku, Nick Mangialavori, Anthony Charles, and Meh Ka Nick. Thank you all an incredible amount for your support at the moment. For those who are not looking at the screen, the cryptocurrency market is all over the place. Every other coin is in the green, while every other coin is completely in the red. Bitcoin is currently at $9,794, at least at the time of me making this video. No clear reason as to why the prices of the cryptocurrency market have gone down last night, if I am not mistaken. I believe Bitcoin was over 10,000. I think it was 98, like 9,880 or something like that. Before I went to bed, it was at 10,000, like 60, somewhere around there. It's dipped. No one knows why. Like I said, there's no real indications as to why the cryptocurrency market has gone down or why anything is going up. It could just be random. I mean, look at it this way. At least everything's in the red, but at least everything is not down by 15 to 20%. that'd be catastrophic. No, not catastrophic. It'd just be a little annoying as we roll into the weekend. I hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching. I said watching and or listening. And I will definitely be talking to you all soon. See you.